Welcome back to the Deep Dive. You know, this time of year, it's always interesting in golf, either wrapping up with real drama or, well, setting the stage for some pretty big shifts.
Yeah, absolutely. And last week, was it November 3rd to 9th? It really gave us both, didn't it?
It really did. We had playoff drama just everywhere. Cabo, Abu Dhabi.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, the biggest story, it wasn't even about a scorecard this time.
That's so true. You're looking at a week where you had these amazing individual wins, competitive triumphs right up against, well, this huge corporate strategic move, real upheaval.
So for this deep dive, we want to give you that competitive wrap-up. Look at the high-stakes finishes across the tours.
And then, yeah, we absolutely have to unpack the industry news, the LIV Golf story, because that could genuinely reshape professional golf as we know it.
Our mission today is really to cut through all that noise. And, the sources gave us such a fantastic human interest angle. Let's start there. On the course, with the feel-good story that really dominated the PGA Tour.
Ben Griffin.
Ben Griffin.
He's the perfect place to start, I think, because his story kind of embodies the whole struggle, the payoff, everything about the pro game.
Yeah.
He won the Worldwide Technology Championship down in Cabo San Lucas. Beautiful course, El Cardinal at the Amante.
And he didn't just win. He was, I mean, spectacular feels like the right word.
It does.
Won by just one stroke.
Yeah.
But the thing that sticks with me is how he finished that final round. A 63.
Yeah, 63.
Under that pressure,
yeah,
needing a score like that, it's just, wow. Finished 22 under.
And that one performance, it really just sums up his whole year, doesn't it? This wasn't some flash in the pan.
Right.
He's genuinely the main feel-good story of 2025. We're talking, what, 3 wins now this season?
3 wins, yeah. 11 top 10s.
11 top 10s, made his Ryder Cup debut.
Huge.
And now he's, firmly a world top 15 player, just cemented in there.
And for anyone listening who loves a great comeback story, you have to remember his background. It's not just about this year.
Oh, absolutely. You really do. Griffin, he was famously a mortgage loan officer, right?
Yeah, stepped away from the game entirely for a bit.
Exactly. Stepped away, then came back, resurrected his career. It's just proof that talent, plus just sheer grit, it can overcome so much.
That whole resurgence narrative, it just keeps building. It's nice to see the focus shift back to performance sometimes.
Definitely.
Okay, so Cabo was dramatic, but the sources show this playoff fever thing was global last week.
It really was. High-stakes finishes everywhere. Sudden death.
How many was it? 3 major tournaments needed extra holes.
3, yeah. It really speaks to the parity, I think, and the pressure right now.
So where do we start? Across the pond.
Let's do that. DP World Tour. Aaron Rai from England, he grabbed a massive win at the Abu Dhabi HSBC Championship.
Yeah, and just for listeners maybe more focused on the PGA Tour, the HSBC Championship, that's a Rolex Series event, right? So a big deal.
Huge deal. Yeah, major points, big prize money, just below the majors in, prestige.
And Rai won it in a playoff against Tommy Fleetwood, who's always a fan favorite.
He did. Tough playoff. And that win, it wasn't just the trophy. It locked up his spot in the season-ending DP World Tour Championship.
Which is a massive status boost for him.
Absolutely. Then you hop over to the LPGA Tour, same kind of intensity.
Right.
Nasa Hataoka from Japan won the TOTO Japan Classic. Now, that one was rain-shortened, only 54 holes.
Okay.
But still, she had to battle it out in a playoff, beat the co-leader, Yulimi Araki. So, yeah, shorter format, but no less drama.
Seems like it. And the third playoff.
That takes us to the Asian Tour's International Series. Another Japanese winner, Yosuke Asagi, he won the Muay Singapore Open.
How did that finish?
Quick. Birdie on the first extra hole against Junghoon Wang. Done. It really felt like every tour was trying to one-up the others with the endings last week.
Non-stop pressure golf, like you said.
Exactly. Oh, and briefly, we should probably mention the amateur side, too.
Good point.
FIFA Lapakdi from Thailand won the Asia-Pacific Amateur over in Dubai.
And that win gets him.
Gets him that golden ticket. An invitation to the 2026 Masters.
Wow. Huge for him. Gives you a sense of how early these future stars start making their mark.
For sure. Planning those career paths early.
Okay, so that's the future, maybe. But now we really have to pivot completely.
Right.
From the athletes competing for status on the course to the organizations battling for legitimacy in the boardroom. Let's talk about LIV Golf. That colossal strategic shift.
Yeah, this is where the story just takes a massive turn. LIV Golf announced that starting in 2026, They're ditching the 54-hole format.
Their signature thing.
Their signature thing, gone, expanding to the, globally recognized 72-hole standard. That is, without doubt, the single biggest piece of industry news from the week.
That 54-hole setup.
Hmm.
It was always their main differentiator, wasn't it? But also the biggest, I guess, criticism. The thing separating them from the establishment.
The structural barrier. So let's dig in here. What's the real motivation? Why change your entire format?
It seems pretty clear, but spell it out.
It's singular.
Yeah.
Unambiguous. This is a direct, aggressive bid for official World Golf Ranking points, OWGR.
Right. The key.
It's the lifeblood. For anyone listening, OWGR isn't just vanity points. It's the main gatekeeper for the majors. The Masters, PGA Championship, the Open.
So if your players don't get OWGR point,
they fall off the map, world relevance-wise. They can't easily get into the tournaments that define careers.
So by going to 72 holes, LIV is basically saying, look, structurally, we're the same now. You can't use that technical excuse to deny us points anymore.
That's exactly it. The 54-hole thing was the main structural flaw, at least according to the OWGR criteria, which are built around, the traditional 4-round 72-hole game.
They're neutralizing their biggest weakness.
Precisely. And LIV CEO Scott O'Neill even talked about it. Said progress with OWGR was, quote, very close.
Very close.
Yeah. This format change isn't random, it's timed, it's strategic, it's designed to force the OWGR's hand.
Okay, that leads us straight into the thorny topic of the relationships between the tours. We've had years of legal fights, politics. Is anything changing there? Are things thawing?
Well, the signs, they definitely point towards some softening. O'Neill also mentioned what he called productive talks with the new PGA Tour CEO, Brian Rolap.
Productive talks between LIV and the PGA Tour. That's significant.
It is. They're talking directly. Again, that's a big development, but, and this is a big but, the report was really careful to stress that even though the talks are productive, there's no merger timeline. None.
Okay, wait, that sounds like a huge contradiction, doesn't it? Productive talks, but definitely no merger on the horizon.
It does sound contradictory.
Does that mean the talks are maybe more about, politics, agreeing not to attack each other? Rather than genuinely trying to unify things like rankings?
That's the tension point right there. That's the critical question. It suggests maybe they're finding some common ground on, operational stuff. Scheduling, maybe. Yeah. Technology.
But not the big stuff.
But they're miles away from agreeing on player value, how the game is governed, prize money splits, all the really hard stuff.
So the PGA Tour is managing expectations.
Probably. While LIV keeps pushing for legitimacy through the OWGR, and the 72-hole move, that puts maximum pressure back on the traditional tours. They have to address the ranking argument now.
Okay, let's look at the players. How are they reacting to all this?
Yeah.
Instability, this format change looming. We heard some specific news about Minwoo Lee.
Yeah, Minwoo Lee. He's exactly the kind of player you'd think LIV might target. Young, exciting, high profile.
Definitely. The rumor mill was buzzing.
It was. But he came out and confirmed definitively he's staying on the PGA Tour in 2026. Squashed those rumors flat.
Why is that decision so relevant right now, especially with LIV making this move towards legitimacy?
Well, I think it says a lot about how players are assessing risk. Lee is basically signaling that, okay, even though LIV is moving to 72 holes, the stability, the legacy, the guaranteed path to the majors that the PGA Tour offers, that's still really attractive.
The players are still calculating the odds.
Clearly, they're weighing the risk of joining a league that still isn't ranked, even if it's trying harder, against the known quantity, the stability of the existing system.
Makes sense. Meanwhile, LIV's own transfer window is open, right?
Yep, it's active. We're seeing contract extensions, trades happening, new ways to get onto the tour being set up through their international series, and that promotions event coming in January 2026. Rosters are definitely moving around.
Okay, shifting from the boardrooms and player moves, what about the fans? The community buzz. When you have this much drama, competitive in business, the reaction's usually pretty intense.
Oh, yeah. Online, especially on X, the chatter was really focused on two things. Griffin's amazing run, just a pure competition. Understandable. And, of course, the LIV 72-hole pivot. What does it mean?
Any specific comments stand out?
Paul McGinley's comment got a lot of play. He called LIV a legitimate threat now. Not just a novelty, but a real threat to the traditional tours, which kind of underscores how serious this format change is seen.
A legitimate threat. Strong words. And did any other familiar golf debates pop up again?
Huh. When do they not? Yes, the perennial favorite, slow play.
Ah, of course.
Amidst all the big strategy and wins, yeah, slow play debates were still a theme in 2025. Seems like no matter who's in charge or what the format is, pace of play is just always an issue for fans and analysts.
Some things never change. One small technical note, though. LIV is still investing in its broadcast, even with format changes.
Yeah, good point. They extended their deal with TrackMan, multi-year partnership for the ball tracking tech.
Yeah.
So that confirms they're keeping that consistency across their broadcasts for 2026. Even if the golf takes longer, how you watch it will still be high-tech.
All right. We've covered a massive week. Let's look ahead now. The immediate future. This upcoming week, November 10th to 16th. It looks absolutely packed. Season enders arriving in force, as the source put it.
Yeah, this is it. The final big push before the calendar really turns over. You need to keep your eye on 3 major finales happening right now.
Okay, let's break them down. Where are the biggest names playing?
That's going to be the DP World Tour Championship in Dubai, Jumeirah Golf Estates. This is the grand finale of their Rolex series. It's where the Race to Dubai champion gets crowned.
Which is basically their version of the FedEx Cup, right?
Mm-hmm.
Season-long points race.
Exactly. And the field is stacked. You've got Rory McIlroy, Tommy Fleetwood, and now Aaron Rai, fresh off that win, is qualified too, all battling for that season-long title.
Okay, big one in Dubai. What about the PGA Tour this week?
PGA Tour shifts focus to the Butterfield Bermuda Championship, Port Royal GC. Now, this one might not have the absolute top-tier names like Dubai.
But the stakes are high for different reasons.
Exactly. Existential stakes for a lot of guys. It's crucial for those FedEx Cup fall contenders. They're fighting tooth and nail to secure their PGA Tour status for 2026.
Trying to keep their tour cards, basically.
Precisely. Earning enough points to guarantee full playing privileges next year. It's all about job security.
Got it. Security and trying to build momentum. And finally, what about the legends? The Senior Tour.
Yep, PGA Tour Champions finale. The Charles Schwab Cup Championship, that's in Phoenix, Arizona. Phoenix Country Club.
And that's the top players from the season.
The top 36 players over 50. They battle it out for the ultimate season-ending prize, the Schwab Cup. It's always great golf, seeing guys who've defined the sport for decades still competing at such a high level.
Okay, so we've got season titles, tour cards, legacies, all on the line this week. What are the key competitive threads you're watching most closely? What should listeners keep an eye on?
Well, first, you got to watch Ben Griffin. Can anyone catch his momentum? He's just playing with so much confidence right now. He's setting the bar.
See if the hot streak continues.
Yeah. Second, all eyes on Rory in Dubai. Can he close out the year strong, grab that Race to Dubai title? That would be a big statement.
Always interesting to watch Rory finish the season.
Always. And, just a general watch point. The wind in Bermuda.
The great equalizer.
It truly is. It can just blow up any leaderboard, turn everything upside down, makes that fight for status even more dramatic.
It really was a pivotal week, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Had that intense individual human drama playing out on the course.
Right, alongside these massive strategic chess moves in the golf industry boardrooms.
Yeah, it's competition versus consolidation almost. All wrapped up together.
It really is. And, if we pull back, try to connect this LIV format change to the really big picture, the source material kind of leaves us with one pretty powerful thought to chew on.
Okay, let's hear it.
LIV's move to 72 holes, it directly tackles that core OWGR requirement, the non-negotiable one.
Right.
So given that fact and the news about these productive talks between the CEOs, Rolex and O'Neill, the big question for golf fans, it's not really if the tours will cooperate on rankings anymore.
You think that's decided?
That ship feels like it sailed.
Yeah.
The real question now is, how quickly does this strategic format change force a much more formal discussion about unification, but how these tours actually coexist long-term? The 72-hole format, it isn't just about scheduling, it's the pressure point. It could change everything.
A perfect thought to leave everyone with as they watch these final events unfold. Thanks for diving deep with us today.
Always a pleasure.
We'll see you next time.